Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video because I wanted to talk about using Arcane Torrent in a firebird build. And one of the things that I read about a lot on the forums is that firebird is boring because you cast Apocalypse. Well, the most popular build is you cast Apocalypse or maybe Blazar, you lay down a hydra and then you run away, and then you basically just kite everything forward. And people are like, well, I would actually like my spells to be killing the monsters instead of waiting for them to die on their own. So we're gonna try to do an Arcane Torrent build today. One of the things is that in higher level glyphs, you really can't stand around. I mean, you can sort of, but the monsters just really do too much damage for you to stand around for any extended amount of period of time. But you can still fight them, and I mean, not just casting one spell and then running away. You have to reposition yourself a lot, but you can still fight them. And another thing that people don't really realize is, almost everyone on the leaderboards is using a furnace or a sunkeeper. I have two that are pretty decently rolled. I mean, my furnace isn't that good, but my sunkeeper is okay. And I just really like Serpent Sparker. I found a pretty well rolled one earlier last night, so basically I wanted to show you guys this because I don't want you guys who don't have a nice furnace or a nice sunkeeper to be like, oh, I can't do higher, greater rifts. And so let's talk about what we need to do to challenge these higher rifts, because one of the things that you run into is that with your one-handed weapons, you do a lot less damage. I mean, because the firebird dot doesn't scale with your attack speed, basically your fast one-handers are not going to be doing that much damage, even if your sheet damage is the same or more. And also because, Furnace and Sunkeeper have these really big elite damage rolls on them, it can be really hard to make up that lost damage. So what we're going to do is go into the skills. What we want to do with the Serpent Sparker build is we want to snapshot as many buffs as we can into our permanent dot. And so I want to go into Firebird snapshotting because I don't know how many of you know this. I mean, there's been a lot of threads that talk about it, but in case you don't know, the Firebird dot comes in two stages. The first stage is initially when you start doing fire damage. It'll copy that amount of damage over 3 seconds. But once you get to 3,000% weapon damage per second, it switches over to a permanent dot that burns for 3,000% a second. And these two are separate effects. So your sheet damage, like this number here, well, actually, it's modified by your fire damage and just your damage per shot, and then it takes out the attacks per second completely. So that determines the size of your final dot, but also when it turns over to that 3,000% per second permanent dot, any debuffs you have on the mob will also stick around permanently. So things like Strong Arms Bracer, the knockback damage buff, and Bone Chill, and Elemental Exposure, those are the 3 things that we're gonna try snapshotting today. And basically, it's gonna help us make up for that lack of damage, because, in higher, greater rifts, your Rift Guardians are gonna have 20, 30, 40 billion health. And if you don't have that damage, there's no way you're going to clear it in time. So basically, we're going to use Blazar because that's our way to trigger the strong arms effect. And it also helps us reliably snapshot. So one thing that's good about Black Hole is that it's got this high damage burst at the end of it. So you can usually predict when you're going to snapshot. And because Bone Chill has such a short window where like it's 2 seconds where you can apply the debuff, you really want to have control over when you snapshot that. So magic weapon is more deeps, that's good. There's a few choices you can make here. You can go with force weapon for even more damage. I don't use it because since we're stacking all these debuffs, those actually add on to, like, those debuffs add on to magic weapon. So the extra 10% from force weapon doesn't actually give you that much of a an increase. I think it gives you around an actual 6 or 7% increase. Probably more around 6%. So yeah, that's not something that, you know, it's an okay option, but we're not going to use it. Conduit is very solid. You know, with this channeling build, I'm not using a Cinder Coat, as you could have seen, and so it's actually pretty expensive to stand around and cast Arcane Torrent. And Conduit will actually let you pretty much almost permanently channel against one target. I mean, your AP bar does go down a little bit, but it lets you channel for a really good amount of time. The reason I'm not using it is because during the course of the Rift, I'm constantly having to reposition myself, so that extended channeling doesn't really benefit me until I get to the RG. So, you know, that's why I kind of skipped that one. You have Ignite. Ignite is what I'm going to be using, and the reason is not only is it extra damage on top of your 10%, but the 3-second dot extends the firebird dot. Like, if for some reason you fail to get it to permanent, the burning from magic weapon Ignite will keep it going, so, you know, it doesn't immediately fall off if you have to run away for a little bit. And the last option is Deflection. I don't like Deflection. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, some people might be like really like it, but if you do the math, you know, it's 10.7k shields per attack, and at 1.6 attack speed, that translates to like 17 or 18k shields per second. And that really is just not very significant, because in greater rifts like 38, 39, 40, you're going to be taking 150, 200, maybe 300k in a single hit. So, you know, that's half of your life, and 18k shield every second is not going to do anything for that. So, you know, I don't really like it. Some people might want to run it and see if they get better results, but that's just me. Mammoth Hydra. Okay, so the reason why we're using Mammoth Hydra is because it gives you a really big area of coverage. And we're not using Apocalypse because, you know, like I said earlier, it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. So, because we're not using Apocalypse, we need some way of like activating and damaging a lot of mobs at once. And, you know, because I'm using Serpent Sparkler, you'd be like, oh, well, Blazing Hydra is the only Hydra that benefits from attack speed. But the AoE on Blazing Hydra is really small. I mean, it probably only affects the distance, like, the area of effect is about the distance between me and my Templar right now. So it's not very big. And they also tend to get blocked. Like, if the Rift Guardian summons adds, then the Blazing Guardian shoots at the adds, and then none of that damage is going to the RG. So that's something that, you know, it works in certain builds, but it doesn't really work in this one. And something else you might not know about Blazing Hydra is that the tooltip says that Blazing Hydra does its damage over 3 seconds, but actually it does it over 5 seconds. And I don't know if it's just a bug in the tooltip or like they coded the skill weird or something, but like if you actually time how long it takes for the dot to burn, it's 5 seconds. So it's actually ramping up really slowly. So that basically goes back to the idea I was talking about Blizzard doing very low damage per second. What we want to do in this build is to max the fire dot ASAP and then move on. So we're going to use Mammoth Hydra and Frost Nova Bone Chill. You know, it's fairly straightforward. The debuff is what we're trying to snapshot. It adds a little bit of control so that you can get out of bad situations. Teleport, safe passage. Okay, so there's two real options that I can see for teleport. One is safe passage and one is calamity. For certain builds like furnace, kite it forward build, calamity is really good because when you're kiting forward, you teleport into a room and maybe it's full of monsters and suddenly now they're all shooting at you and you die. And safe passage will help you a little with that, but calamity just shuts all of that down. So, instead of teleporting into a room and then having either having one of your cheat deaths proc, and then you're like, oh crap, or having to fall back, which you don't really want to do. Calamity can help you keep your momentum going forward. So that works, but and it can also help you gain a little bit more control in this build. But since we are running without an armor spell, and I think you guys have noticed that I'm not using an armor spell, it really, like Calamity, the downfall of it is that it doesn't work against ranged mobs. So if there's archers standing in a corner and you Calamity somewhere, and those archers can still shoot you, and you're no better off. So, safe passage, even though it's only up about half the time because I'm not stacking CDR, it's still very useful. And last one is Flame Ward. It really does a lot of damage, and it has this added bonus of taking less damage while you're standing around. So, basically the idea is to teleport in, and then you bone chill them, which freezes them for 2 seconds. And, that conveniently is how long it takes to ramp up your Arcane Torrent to maximum reduction. And so, you're like, oh, well, why don't you just use an armor instead? So let's take a look at Prismatic Armor right now. Right now I have 12 million toughness, and with Prismatic it goes up to 17.3. And so we'll take that off, and let's take a look at what Flame Ward does for me. So I'm casting Flame Ward. Now immediately it goes up to 14 million, and it ends up around 16.2 million. So, instead of gaining 5 million toughness, a little over 5 million, I gained 4 million toughness. So it's pretty much 80% the effectiveness of Prismatic Ward, except I don't have to take the 20% or the 20 AP loss, and I don't have to fill up a slot for it. So, I'm very much in favor of skills that serve a dual purpose, offense and defense. So this is why I really, really like this skill. Also, once it ramps up, it does a lot of damage. Like, it goes to a total of 10 weapon damage as fire. So that is multiplied by my attack speed. So I'm doing actually around 1600% weapon damage at every second when I'm at full ramp. So that's very powerful, and it can really. I think it actually makes me do more damage against the Rift Guardian than just Furnace, Blizzard, and Mammoth Hydra. But you know, for the gear, it's fairly straightforward. Some options, instead of Mage Fist, you could use Taskers. I don't have good Tri-Taskers or, you know, Int-Vit Taskers. So, I just went with Mage Fist. Mine rolled pretty good. Amulet. I'd say the best amulet would probably be the Eye of Etlich. Like, an Eye of Etlich that rolled like my Tal's amulet. With maybe a range reduction secondary or a melee reduction secondary, that would be really, really strong. Because in hieroglyphs, what kills you a lot of the times is stuff that you can't avoid, like Jailer or the Thunderstorm, and a lot of those go off of range damage. So having range damage reduction can really, really extend your life. I don't have a good Eye of Etlich. I guess the second one would probably be an immunity amulet. I have a decent one, but I'm gonna forego it because it basically I lose too much damage. Between lightning and arcane amulets, I would probably prefer to have an arcane immunity amulet because Jailer tends to hit a little bit harder than Thunderstorm, but you know, your mileage may vary. And also, Countess Julia's cameo is a little more common than the Zephyrian, so it can be hard to get a good Zephyrian. Yeah, okay. Well, let's get into this rift, and I'm gonna warm up because I'm going into this cold. So we'll warm up with a 33. And then we'll go into 37, 38 and see how it goes. So, one thing that you want to do is you want to spread out your Hydras so they have good area coverage. And you want to black hole monsters into the fire trails. So, I mean, you know, it's fairly straightforward. It can take a little bit of practice to get the positioning down. Like, I screwed that up pretty bad. But the general idea is lay down some Hydras, and then black hole them, and then jump in and do your Frost Nova, and, oh, that was bad. Do your Frost Nova and use Flame Ward, and that it should be enough to max out your dot. Usually I tend to try to let the mammoths take a little longer on white mobs because if you don't know this, elite damage makes you hit the cap faster on elites. So, like, if you have 50% elite damage, you'll hit the cap 50% faster. So I mean, that can affect your timing on white mobs. Yeah, I did that bone chill too early, but you know, this is the 33, so I can afford to make these mistakes. But I really need to be on the ball when I get a little higher.
Not ready yet.
So yeah, I'm just leading them until I can get a good group of them going. It's you don't want to waste your black holes because since I'm using elemental exposure instead of evocation, that really means that I have to make my black holes count. And again, because this is 33, I don't really have to play that hard. I probably shouldn't have warmed up on 33 because it's too easy and it doesn't make me concentrate. So let's see. All right, here we go. So one thing that I would like to say is that if you're gonna use this build, you really need to get the timing of your bone chill down. And I like to do it before I cast Blazar, or actually, sorry, a little after I cast Blazar, because it takes two seconds for the Blazar to explode, and a lot of times what caps the dot is that end explosion. So you want to have that that debuff active when it explodes. So like, let's say right here, I'm casting it like in the middle of the Blazar, not before I hit. Alright, let's see here. There, good. We got a good snapshot. You can see 100. Yeah, the dot's about 100 million. That's what we like, because that's the kind of dot you can expect from a Sunkeeper build, or maybe a Furnace build. Furnace is probably a little higher than that, maybe 120, 130, something like that. But you know, we're in the same ballpark, which is what we want. And I'll show you a little later how you can get it up a little higher than that even. Let's see here. Another thing that you want to pay attention to is that you need to be aware of when your control wears off. So once you cast Bone Chill, you only have 2 seconds where everything's frozen, and that's the window where you can basically do whatever you want. And after that, you really need to get away. Oh crap! I just died. So you'll notice that, like, as soon as that that Bone Chill wears off, I'm teleporting away because I really don't want to take any of this damage here. Like, you saw that I just got one-shotted by a random mortar, and that is not what we want because dying is just such a bummer. Oh, lag. Not good. Not good. Alright, so we're getting out of there right now. Frickin' jailer. Ugh, I died. Wow. Okay, so I guess I need to play a little better. Underestimated 33 rifts. How sad. Anyway, so let's get back into this. Clean that up pretty easily. So you can see that this build really, you know, it's very, you know, it's a little skill intensive, but it can handle these rifts pretty easily. One thing that I will say is that because I'm not using the toxin gem, then rifts with corrupted angels become really hard. But they're not undoable. So if we come on some of those, I'll show you how to deal with them. But first, let's get this over with. Okay, so see, that wasn't too bad. They just died. I didn't even do anything. I guess this is kind of defeating the purpose of this build, because they just died without me doing anything, but it is what it is. That's how Firebird works. And you really need to dodge. Dodge, dodge, yeah. Get the hell out of dodge. Let's see what this pylon... Channeling pylon, excellent. Let's do that. Alright, so this is good. Taking full advantage of that pylon here to like do everything we want. There we go. Good snapshot. One of the things that is interesting is that you really need, I can't stress enough how important it is to time your bone chills, because sometimes if you do it too early and your blizzard doesn't crit, then you don't snapshot, and that's a bummer, because then you're doing 30% less damage with your dot. And we don't like that. That is a bad thing, with a capital B. Alright. Okay, here we go. Corrupted Angels. So, first thing we want to do is we want to max the dot. Let me see if I can get this Mallet Lord. Crap, he's shielding. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. So, that's one good thing about Bone Chill. It interrupts Mallet Lords. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna just change this guy. Not ready yet. Alright, so the Mallet Lord is dead. I'm gonna show you how to deal with these angels. So basically you can see that he's got the permanent dot on him. What you need to do is you just need to let your... Oh, he died. Well, anyway, what you need to do is you need to run up to him and cast Bone Chill, and that's it. Don't hit him with any other fire spell, because anytime you hit him with a different elemental attack, it will change the element of his shield. So if you're doing a lot of fire damage to it, then you know it's just going to have this huge shield that makes you not do any damage. But if you hit with Bone Chill, then that shield will turn into cold resistance, which means your Firebird dot can do full damage for that time. And maybe I'll get a chance to show you what I mean later against corrupted angels that actually take a little while to die. So, I mean, the thing about the Toxin Gem is it's pretty good for Furnace, but since it doesn't scale with attack speed, it's not very good for a Serpent Sparker. So I'm not using it. Plus, I only have 2 sockets. I didn't have a SOJ with the socket, so I had to make a sacrifice, and that was it. So actually, even if I had the 3 sockets for this build, I'd probably run Bane of the Traps. Just because that Bane of the Trap 20% dot does snapshot. Alright, so let's take a look here. You can see he's ticking for 140 to shoot, like 170. That's good. That's the kind of shoot. Okay, I need to dodge a little better here. Alright, so anyway, that's the kind of numbers you would expect from a Furnace build. So that's exactly what we want from this. And not only that, we're doing extra damage from the Arcane Torrent. And you know, the extra damage at full ramp is probably around, well, I was critting around 19, so I'd say probably 70 to 80 million damage per second, which is a really good chunk of change. So we're done with that. Let's upgrade our keystone, and then we'll bring this to GR37, because yeah, that's how we roll. Ooh, blackthorns, very nice. Ah, crap. And a wailing host. Don't like that. Another thing is you will die with this spec a lot, because I'm not running any armor. It's really tough to stay alive sometimes. I mean, it's mitigated because I am using double unity, but it's still, you know, 12 million toughness is pretty low. I could switch to String of Ears, but what really kills me is ranged mobs. So yeah, not that. Yeah, that's kind of shit. So we'll salvage that. Okay, so onwards and upwards. 37. So maybe we gotta have some sort of like soundtrack for this, because 37 tends to be pretty intense. They do a lot of damage, so you know, you really have to be on your toes. And you can't really teleport as close as you would. So if I stop saying stuff at some point, it's probably because I'm concentrating on not dying. Alright, so we maxed that out. Run past him, see if he can follow us to a bigger pack. Alright. I hate those guys. They're annoying. Oh. Oh boy. Soul Lashers are bad news. Bad news. Ah. Wow. Alright, so that didn't start out too well. The good news is we didn't have to run too far. And we can go down this other fork, which is probably going to lead us to where we want anyway. So I can kind of see an elite pack down there. And so we're just going to take care of these whites first. Right, lead them into fire trails. And, Cormac, why you do that? I don't like running Issa Johan just because Cormac does that every once in a while. I need some heals. Alright, so we caught up with the timer. It's a little... I wish the density was a little higher, because it really comes down to if you clear something or not. It comes down to whether you got that rift density or not. And sometimes you just don't have enough density, not enough monsters, and then you lose. Not because you died or anything like that, but because there weren't enough things to kill. Alright. Oh, shit. Pardon my French. That was not good. Alright, let's run away now. And I can see that, crap. See, this is why you really want that Eye of Etlich or lightning immunity amulet, because that just hurts like a bitch. I should have teleported, but I'm a bad player, so I didn't. let these two guys catch us up a little bit. Man, alright, so good news is I didn't snapshot properly on this elite, so now we have a chance to do it properly. So, there you go. You can see the big ticks going. Let's teleport past this mob until cool down. Let's get out of there. Alright, he just healed me, so I'm gonna switch back to this taunt here. Oh, crap. Jailer. Jailer really hurts. Alright, so let's go back and collect these orbs here. Oh, one thing else that you want to remember is that with this build, you really want to conserve your health globes, because you're not going to be able to regen your life. It just doesn't happen. And so globes in your Templar become your primary source of healing. And so if you are dumb like I just was, and you pick up all of the globes, well, it's okay because we're at the end of the level, but you know, if I had to run back, I would have, if I had kept some of those globes, I would have been able to heal from that. So yeah, poor play from me, but we'll see what we can do about it. Okay, so got that. Teleport out. There's nothing here. Okay. We'll go around this way. See if we can approach the other. Alright, where's that? Are you serious? So, sometime recently they, well, not recently, but in one of the hotfixes, I think they lowered the range where you can kite and still have the firebird dot active, because you used to be able to get like a screen and a half, 2 screens away before it would fall off. But as you can see, I was barely a screen away from that dude, and he already lost his dot. So I don't know what's up with that. Okay, here we go. Elites, snapshot. There we go. Teleport past them. One thing that would really help is also for amulets. If you can get one with one of the 4 passes I'm using, then you can use evocation. And see, like right there, I had to teleport back because I was trapped and I couldn't do anything because my blizzard cooldown was still going. So I kind of had to run away there. But now my blizzard is up. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, we're just gonna run away from that because that's really annoying. And we're gonna use that bone chill to give us some breathing room. Dodge, pull him away, and we'll just kill this dude. Alright, so that's good. I guess we went the wrong way. That's annoying. Alright. Let's get out of this place. Alright, I just bone chilled him on the off chance that he was about to get snapshotted from my hydras, because they'd been ticking on him for a while. Ah. Alright. Alright, good. Alright, Alright, so we dealt with that. It's pretty good. We're getting ahead of the timer. That's always good. That's what we like to see. Probably should have let that guy die from a hydra, but I like Arcane Torrent, so it's okay. Alright, so let's set up our kill box with the hydras. There's that. Have them run through. Our cooldown's up. Let's get out of there. Alright, I want some healing. Oof. Okay, so I think they're probably mostly dead. Yeah. Now I can pick up these orbs. Yeah, see that nice big dot on that elite? It's pretty good. Okay, we got that. It's pretty good. Oh boy. Yeah, that's not good. Not good. Nah. Help. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go through because I don't want to die here. Here we go. So this gives me a chance to snapshot everything. I died. What a waste of. Ah. Well, here we go. See. It was good that I died there, because now I can go back through. That off-screen charge. Oof. Alright, let's pick that up. Yeah, that's one of the things that really prevents you from standing around and channeling is these frozen pulses. And it's just, you know, if they stay on you for more than a second, you're toast. So, I mean, even if you wanted to make a tank build, you know, you can probably get up to 25-30 million toughness without that much difficulty. But, even if you did that, it's just way too much damage to stand in tank. Alright, we got a good snapshot on that. Let's deal with all these archers. Archers are my #1 nemesis. Besides teleporting, vortex, fire chains, you know, those are pretty bad too. But archers are really bad. Alright, oh. So, one of the good things about this build is that you can really deal with these Morlus pretty easily. You know, one of the things that's good about Arcane Torrent is that you can just follow them when they teleport around, and they can't get away from you. And also, like, oh, I guess I killed them all, but what you can do is you can teleport next to them and cast Frost Nova, and then Blazar them, and they won't be able to teleport away from it. Yeah, maybe I should focus on staying alive. How about that? Give me a heal. There's that snapshot. I don't think I got it, but we'll see. Let's see if there's... Ooh, there's lots of stuff down here. What do I want to do? Oh no! Died to the off-screen charge. Okay, I'm gonna lose this script because I don't have enough time. But, you know, we came pretty close. Yeah, I don't have enough time. Unless I get Stone Singer. If I get Stone Singer, I can probably still be okay. We'll see. Let's hope this elite is still... Yes, okay. So this elite's gonna die here. Dude, what the hell? Alright, here we go. Here we go. Okay, it's not Stone Singer. Why I wanted Stone Singer is he has like half the health of other RGs. So... Ow. Yeah, so he can be really easy to kill.
Need more arcane power.
But you know, you can see that my dot is doing pretty respectably, and so that's good. That's what we want.
I need arcane power.
I'm gonna switch to this again. Just gonna kite around a bit while I wait for my AP to regen. Because I have to ramp up again every time I move. Oh wow, alright, that was dumb. But anyway, because I have to ramp up again every time I break channel, I like to start from full AP every time I start channeling. And usually it's okay because, you know, I don't die to stupid things like that. But actually, who am I kidding? I die to stupid shit like that all the time. But yeah, ideally I don't do that. Alright, so let's go down here.
Not ready yet. Need more time.
Wow, I almost did it again. That's pretty bad. Alright. Okay, well hopefully we're gonna do a 38 now. I know I just failed that 37, but I'm out of 37 keys. And honestly, I played pretty bad there, so you know, better luck. Maybe I'll have better luck. Alright. Wreath of Lightning. So, you know, there's other builds with Arcane Torrent. Static Discharge is one. I know Malachi and Dolly have been working on something with that and Disintegrate, but I don't really use that because it's kind of a niche build, and I don't like that you have to gear, like the way you have to gear for it, so. Ooh. Band of Hollow Whispers. Huh, well, that's... Nope. What is this? Razor Shop? Don't want that. We'll just... yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna gamble with some of these shards so we don't have any to pick up later. Need some better bracers.
Don't forget, luck always.
Okay, that should be enough. Alright, so onwards and upwards to 38. I'm just gonna put all my points in here real quick, because it's 38. I really need all the mitigation that I want. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes.
I wish you luck.
Oh boy. Winged assassins are very bad. So, and also these dudes right here. The corpse raisers, they're hard to deal with because they have that undodgeable attack where they like drain life from you. That's really annoying. But as you can see, I'm not doing too bad. You know, besides that one cheat death proc earlier. I'm a little behind the timer though, so let's try to get a move on here. Oh, okay, here we go. This probably means that I'm gonna lose this rift because corrupted angels just are really hard to deal with in general. But and I think these are they're illusionist, which makes it even worse. Because if you don't know, illusionist breaks your dot. So yeah, I'm just gonna lead them forward a little bit because that is ridiculous.
I wish I could do that.
One thing that I don't like about these guys too is that, you know, even if they're far away from you, their charge still does damage, which
Still waiting.
I don't even know. Like, their hitbox is really weird for that attack.
If only they could see me now.
So you just want to circle around them to avoid the charges. And see, that's what happens. Okay, so anyway, I told you that I would tell you how to deal with these guys, so let's get them set up with a dot here. And avoid that, because we don't want to get
Need more time.
that. So, once the permanent dot is up with them, that was bad. Okay, I can't really show it because these guys keep breaking my dot with illusionist. Ugh, time to rage quit. Time to rage quit. Back. That last riff was not fun. I just cut out the part where I lost badly. It took me probably 25 minutes to finish. It was not pretty. So let's try again. 38. Let's do this. Alright, double pack right off. This is good. This is good. Zombies too. I like this. Good. This is turning out very good for starting rift. I might have a good rift here. Let's hope. Because that would be really nice. Ooh. So it looks like I've got a zombie rift, which is really a good thing. Zombie rifts are the easiest rifts, and you know, these guys tend to give very good progression. And they're slow and easy to dodge. They don't do a whole lot of damage. But shoot. Yeah, I'm lagging a little bit, so we'll see how this pans out. Even with a good rift, maybe my lag will still screw me up. And we have...
I'm so good, I astound myself. Not ready yet.
Vortex Molten, one of my least favorite affix combos. Yeah. Crap, I missed that. Okay, so we're comfortably ahead right now. You know, this is really just what it comes down to when we talk about RNG at higher level groups. Like, you saw that last one, and it was a complete, total, utter mess. And, you know, this one is extremely easy by comparison. I'm not even having to work really hard. So, really, I think, even though I do enjoy the challenge of beating greater rifts, it's just like sometimes you don't really feel like you accomplish that much, because at the end of the day, whether you advance or not is based purely, entirely on how good of a rift you get. Because, you know, not only is this rift really easy, it's got a lot of monsters. So, you know, I'm way ahead of the timer at this point. So, you know, I'm not gonna speak too soon, because, you know, this level might end really quickly, and then the next level will be all corrupted angels, and then I'll end up feeling anyway. But hell, look at all these dust eaters. I mean, I could probably get two-thirds of the way through this rift just with these dust rifters right here, or dust eaters right here. Cormac, why you gotta steal my mobs, dude? Ugh, I really gotta get rid of SO Johan on this dude, but I mean, I really wish you could control when he did it, because otherwise sometimes it's really annoying when it goes off like that. And let's see. Yeah, 67, so yeah, I got two-thirds of the way through, just in that room. Alright, so... I think I waited a little too long to bone chill, yeah, I waited too long to bone chill against this dude. But, you know, it's part of learning. Like, I've found that if you have a good amount of elite percent and good damage buffs, that you pretty much almost immediately want to start doing the blizzard bone chill thing right when you start laying down your hydras. Otherwise, it's going to be too late, and you'll already have reached max stop by the time you snapshot. But, you know, it's not too big a deal, because this guy is pretty fast and he can follow me. So, okay, let's see here. Got some good zombies here. It's hard to get good positioning when they're spread out like this, so, yeah. Even though I like to stand around and shoot, sometimes you just have to do this so you can get a little better positioning. Alright, so, there we go. I think we got a good chill snapshot. Thunderstorm still hurts really bad. Oh, shoot. I was standing in that.
Need more time. I've been here.
Okay, so I can't really afford to die anymore. I'm gonna come over here. See what I can do here.
I'm badly wounded.
Oh, it's a double pack. No wonder. Okay, so that fell off of them for whatever reason, even though I was like barely over in the next room. But luckily they were both almost dead already. And let me see. Oh, I have 8 minutes. 8 minutes. I might be able to do a personal best with this.
Need more time.
We'll see. Okay. Here's the pack. Okay. These Lacunis are not a joke, so I don't want to mess around too much with them.
I wish I could do that.
Need a heal. Alright, so that's that. We can collect the grapes and move on. I don't really want to mess with those lacunis. Alright, got a good one. There we go. Alright. Oh boy! Alright, here we go. I'm gonna pop the Roof Guardian really soon. Maybe in... Okay, here we go. Oh, personal best! Yes, it's Perendi. Did I get it? Maybe. Can't tell right now. Shoot, it's hard to tell. I don't think I got the snapshot, so
Not
I'm
ready
gonna
yet.
try resetting this. I'll kite him to the entrance and see if I can reset this dot. Come on, Perendi. Where are you going? Why are you going away from me? Yep, over this way. That's a good Roof Guardian. That's right. Teleport over here. And, okay, wait, let's reset that dot. So, it's ticking, it's ticking, it's ticking. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, I'm seeing some bigger numbers. Yes, we got it. I think. Possibly? I think we got it. Close enough. Alright, so he's kind of trapped over there. We'll just leave him in the doorway. That way we can channel him. His ads won't get to us. Oh, shit. Whoa! I think that... Okay, I still might be able to get a personal best here. Come on, area damage.
Still waiting.
That's right, stupid dude. Lock yourself in. And I realize I shouldn't have done that, but... whatever! It's personal best time. Don't talk to me like that.
Not ready yet. Still waiting.
All snap, personal best. Oh yeah. Well, you know, I probably could have done that 45 seconds faster, but I had those deaths, and I didn't snapshot correctly. But, you know, that's how it goes. So, thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit, and hope I gave you some ideas on some ways to use Firebird without having to kite forward all the time.
I'm still
You know, I did have to kite, but, you know, it's just, gives you a few more options that you can do. Alright. See you guys later.